Good evening. I'm very pleased to see that this channel, Bastard Shaman, is growing a lot. It's grown a lot lately. I don't know why, but I believe maybe it's because people are asking questions about all kinds of things now. They question authority. They look at society and they wonder what's going on here. It's crazy, right? Old truths are sort of discarded. And they start to ask questions that are a bit further down the road, right? So, who am I? And what the hell am I doing here, really? And who are all these other people here? You know, on this small planet? What's going on here? You know? Maybe that's why. I want to tell you a story. And this is from the day before yesterday and yesterday. I was visited by a spirit 2 days in a row, which is quite uncommon. Right? So I want to tell you about this. It's a man, right? I knew him when he was alive. He died many, many years ago. I knew him quite well, right? And I'll just tell you briefly what he was like, because it's part of the story. He was very competent. He had a family. He was doing a great job, see? And people thought of him as trustworthy. Really, they could trust this guy when it came to business, see? So people liked him for this reason. And I liked him for the same reason. And there was something with this guy that was a bit awkward. He was very, very strong-minded. We're talking about real serious, you see. He was certain about things that he wasn't correct about, you know. He was so sure of himself that his observations and his conclusions were the correct ones. And for some people this was hard, right? We're talking real seriously hard now. You know, I know examples of people leaving the room when they were talking to him because they got so pissed off with him, you know. It was that level of it. And one thing he was very certain about was there was nothing weird going on anywhere, you know, nothing strange. He believed in science totally and authorities and, you know, so afterlife and that kind of thing. That was just bullshit, according to him, right? And he would say it. So I really never talked to him about these things because it was no point. See? And you know, it would be a bad conversation. So I just sort of laughed at him. You know, he was funny, really, and we could talk about other things, right? So then he died, and then he came to see me. Many, many years later, he came. And at first I didn't understand that it was him, right? It took me a while. And I thought, is this you? Yeah, it's me. He said, yeah. Right. So, and then we started to talk about different things, you know, friends that we know, we have mutual friends and stuff. And then he came to the message. I think this was the message, really. This is what he wanted to talk to me about. He said, you know, I was wrong, right? About this thing with afterlife, and I was very wrong about this thing. And you know, he was not impressed by the fact that we were talking. It was not like, wow, this is a miracle. Wow, we are talking now. My body is dead and you have a body and we are talking. No, he was not impressed by this. It was just like he established the fact that this was going on. This is new information for me, right? Now I understand this thing, right? So this is the truth, you see. That kind of thing. Right. But that's what he did. He said, yeah, I was wrong about this thing. And I thought about this afterwards, and I thought, no, maybe there is something with spirits and together with the body. I think there is. When spirits control a body, they have survival and they have people around them, and it's like a fight going on for quite a lot of people, I think. And they have to argue, and being right becomes very, very important. And then when they let go of the body, they sort of relax about this thing. I think it's the ego that is coming in, having a big influence over them. They sort of need the ego to survive. And then when they drop the body, they leave. They just don't need it as much, or maybe not at all. So they sort of relax. So that was fun, talking to this man. I know people that are alive today. I know they would never admit. It's like impossible for them. A few of them I know. It's impossible for them to admit that they are wrong about anything. See, which is sort of sad, isn't it? I think so. Being right, being wrong, it's not a big deal. Of course not. What matters is what happens. What do you do with the information that you have? See, the result, that's really what matters. And eventually people will see it, right? Shit, I was wrong about this thing. I wish I had admitted it sooner, But now I know. All right, that's the story. I keep talking about this postcard. Not on this channel, though. I'm very, very pleased with this postcard, because we are sending them out in high numbers. We charge $15 for it. It's one of my inks, and it's celebrities talking about the COVID injection. And you can get it if you want it. You just click on the link below the video and follow the instructions. Remember to write the name and address. Quite a few people, they just left out the name for some reason. I don't know why. Write the name and the address, right? And we just keep sending them out. I sign it in on the back here, right? Okay. Be good.